Hello. Welcome to today's training. We're going to be talking about how to make money with printables. Printables are just things that they're digital products that you just download, your buyer downloads, and they print them off and use them. And it's a huge market, absolutely huge. So I'm excited. This is going to be just a short little training. I've been doing a series of trainings this week and last on digital products, many digital products. Not a full-blown course, just something that you can create fast, quick, in a hurry, and generate revenue for your business. And I believe that every business owner, every small business owner has the ability to create these and add revenue to their bottom line. So I'm all about that. Hey, Madeline, as you guys are coming in, just give me a shout out. Where in the world are you today? I'm still in Virginia, and oh, good. So Madeline says she's in the midst of creating some, it sounds like some printables, perhaps. And if you know someone that would get some value from this, if you know a small business owner, and whether you know them or, you by name and you're going to share them, or if you have a community of small business owners, sprinkle this out into the world, because like I say, I feel like this is such a golden opportunity for anyone, and have some passive revenue coming in. So we have Spokane in the house. Hey, Lisa, good to see you. And we have another Lisa. So Lisa Harris is in Virginia as well. We've got Colorado in the house. Welcome, everybody. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to pull up my screen. Is there anything else I need to tell you before we get started? I'm just running through my little internal checklist here. I can't think of anything, so we're going to move on. So I'm going to pull up my screen. I'm going to, again, the topic is how to make money selling printables. Now, I'm going to give you some ideas. I'm going to show you some resources. And one of the things that I think is powerful about printables is anyone can do this. It doesn't matter where you are in your business. It doesn't even matter if you technically have a business yet. You can make a whole business selling printables. There are people who do just that. So let me show them real quick. I was going to do this. I'm talking about it. This is a marketplace for digital products. And so I saw this testimonial down here. Let me, oh, here we go. I'm going to enlarge this just a bit so you guys can see it a little better. So here's Ed. Now this is a testimonial on this marketplace, but this is a powerful testimonial in the context of what I just said, that literally anybody can create revenue, whether you have a website or not yet, because technically you can sell these digital products on marketplaces like Gumroad or Etsy or Amazon or eBay. These are all places that you should be selling in addition to your website if you have one. If you don't have one, this is an opportunity knocking. But here's Ed. He's generated $100,000, 6 figures, guys, selling a Twitter growth book. So an ebook. He sells it here on Gumroad. And here's a few more. Here's Jesse, 6 figures selling karate memberships. Just really pretty incredible, the opportunities that digital products bring our way, and specifically when it comes to printable content, because right now so many people are just doing exactly that. I think COVID changed the course of so many things. Like, think about it for a hot second. When we couldn't go to the store and buy things, coloring books, etc., or journals or calendars or whatever, people turned to the internet and realized that they could print these things off, buy them, print them off a lot cheaper than they could even buy them in the stores. So it's just been a really fascinating journey to watch this space really explode. So let's talk a little bit more. I shared what a printable is. It's a digital product that someone downloads and prints off and uses. Whether it's a calendar or a planner, they come in all kinds of sizes and shapes. This is the part I want you to know. You don't have to be a graphic designer to make printables. So if you think, hey, I'm not a graphic designer. I don't know if I can make a printable that somebody would want. Like you may be thinking to yourself, coloring books. Coloring books? Like, I'm a business owner. Why in the world would I even consider a coloring book? Well, I've seen some very clever adult coloring books, and I don't mean like racy adults. I mean like they're adult coloring books. Like they'll have um, a inspirational saying in the middle, and then on the outside they'll have all these flowers and stuff, and they're stress relievers for a lot of people. So they are downloading them and using their coloring books or their colored pencils or whatever to color them in. I know a lot of people who color as adults. So, what would that look like for your business? Well, it could take all kinds of shapes. Like I said, I've seen people do, inspirational quotes or, business quotes, things of that nature. So it's just a creative opportunity that you can leverage for revenue. Um, so I'm going to give you some resources too, because that's what I do. I like to make these things as easy as possible. I like to spark ideas and give you resources to find ways that you don't have to design your own, but yet you can go purchase printables and sell them as your own, as long as you have purchased the right license. Okay, so we're going to talk about that in a moment. All right. Let's see. I'm just making sure. Oh, so Madeline, I love it. Madeline says she has published a coloring book. Yay, I love that. So like I said before, you don't have to be a graphic designer to create amazing things, but I do believe you need to brainstorm your journey or your idea so that it ties into the person that you're trying to serve. And what I mean by that is, if you are a business coach, for example, then, and you're trying to add a revenue stream using printables or, anything else, whether it's an ebook or any kind of digital product, you want to make sure that whatever you create is going to attract that person to you. So back in the day when we first started doing giveaways, we were giving away things like iPods and iPads, and who didn't want to win that? Like, right? That was like, woohoo, I won an iPad and I'm super excited about this. But what we realized is that exactly what I just said, everybody wanted to win an iPad. And we were attracting everybody instead of just the people that would spend money with us moving forward. So that's what I want you to think about in the context of your idea. Flesh it out, make sure that whatever idea you have, one, there's a market for it, and two, that it does tie into other things that you either sell now or want to sell moving forward. Because that's important. And then break it down on paper, a Google Doc, or create a spreadsheet, something to organize your ideas, so that when you go to do the research to see if there's legs to your ideas, you have something fleshed out. Printable ideas. Let's run through some of the things, because I think sometimes people don't understand what types of printables people are purchasing. Planners are huge. Wall art. Can you imagine? Yes, people are printing off, pre-designed content and sticking them in a frame. That's pretty awesome, right? I just think that's amazing. We're getting ready to create some wall art for my store, Kim.store. Checklists, worksheets, again, huge. Cards, invitations, calendars. These are all things that people are buying. And I'm going to open up a couple of resources in a minute. I'm going to prove to you that people are paying for these things. And if you're not there, you could be generating revenue with any of these ideas that I'm sharing with you. Name cards, stickers, artwork, digital paper. Digital paper is incredible, y'all. So if you have if you want to create some, or don't even have to create, you can actually purchase commercial licenses to some really clever digital paper and sell it as your own. So there's just so many things that you can do when it comes to printables. Trackers are another like huge thing. Um, I want to dig into like a couple of examples of what this would look like, because I think, again, sometimes people are like, well, like, what? I don't understand how this pertains to my business. So like, I'm an accountant, I'm in the financial niche. So what would I do in my business? So just from an idea perspective, you could create a bill paying planner and a monthly set of printable stickers, reminders, if you will, for a specific thing. Electricity bill is due on this day. The water bill is due on this day. These are revenue streams that you wouldn't have if you, again, don't do these things. People will pay for organization. They will pay for things that make their lives simpler, easier in some context. And yet these are still things that tie into, in this particular example, into their business. So these people are trying to get themselves organized financially. Maybe later down the road, they're looking for their taxes to be done, or, financial advice of some sort. So there's this is attracting the right buyer to you, as well as creating revenue. And thirdly, it gives you an opportunity to sell them into other things. Business coaches. I've referenced this a couple of times. I actually shared this example on one of my previous trainings, where someone on Etsy was selling a power hour activity tracker. And, that's just organizing, helping somebody organize their hour. And that literally had sold, I think, like, I don't know, close to 5,000 times or something. So it was absolutely selling. Again, that is something that tracks directly to the rest of the business coach's business. So those people who are purchasing from the Power Hour activity tracker is somebody that would, again, ultimately potentially need business coaching, right? So you want to make sure that whatever it is that you create to sell from a digital perspective, a digital product perspective, is something that leads to the rest of your business. Social media manager. Now, you guys have probably seen this in your Facebook feed. I see it all the time, where, if you're a social media manager or a social media consultant or a social media strategist, there's so many terms for social media managers. And I think I've used them all, in fact. But 365-day content calendar or planner. People are paying for those every day because they need structure to how they want to share on social media. They need a plan for sharing on social media. And again, these are revenue streams that you can create, that again leads directly to potentially a client. In this particular case, this is more of a service-based business example. I went backwards. Hang on. There we go. But let's talk about the money. Now, I did this exact same example yesterday, where, if you're thinking, well, if I'm just going to sell something for, $5 or $10 or $27, that's not a lot of money. So what's the deal with these low ticket things? But again, these are, my first goal when I'm teaching this is to add additional revenue that's low hanging fruit that you could sell, that you could get in your business. In some cases, this example that I'm using, for printables, it could be somebody's entire business model. They could create multiple printables, and that's all they do. But for most of us, I'm just trying to encourage you to add a digital product to your business model, your existing business model, as additional revenue. So if you sell, one of them, $27, 10 of them, you're at $270, 100 of them, you've made an additional $2,700. So they're additional revenue. They may not be, something that's going to make thousands and thousands of dollars, or perhaps they are. It depends on what exactly you end up creating. What I have found is that in many cases, these low ticket items are super value based, not just from the money. So like if I sell one for $10 and I've made $270, that's not what this is about. This is about selling something that is going to attract your ideal client or customer to you so that you can ultimately sell them higher ticket things later on down the road. So there's this old, the customer acquisition cost. You got your customer acquisition cost, but what's the lifetime value of this customer that you're bringing in the door? If you bring in 10 people, that's at $270, maybe one of those will spend $5,000 with you later or $10,000 with you later. So this isn't about the one-time hit. This is about how do I make some money on the front side, add additional revenue to my business, but long-term have a list of buyers that I can sell to. So I wanted to really stress that. Now I'm going to pull up a couple of websites. One I talked about, and I've done a training on Canva. So Canva is a great place to create printables. You can create stuff. There's checklist templates already on here. There's worksheet templates. There's ebook templates. There's all kinds of like pre-designed stuff here as a base. I'm not huge. I'll just be totally honest. I don't like a lot of the pre-designed stuff that is on Canva. So I usually like to go to another resource. Like if I either go to another resource or I create it myself. I like things to look good. So there's a lot of different resources out there that you can go to. Places like Creative Market. I'm going to pull up Creative Market real quick. I just typed in printable when I was doing the research to show you guys some of this. And I'm just going to show you some of the things that came up under the word printable when I searched here. Now, there's two things that you didn't understand when you're taking a look at what I'm getting ready to share with you. One is the fact that you can get ideas here and validate your ideas. So you have the idea that you're going to create a self-help planner, right? You could actually do some research and see if people are buying that using some of these places. You could also purchase pre-designed stuff here. So there's, again, research is one piece of it, is that you can purchase pre-designed content here to sell. So when I said you don't have to be a graphic designer, you don't have to be a graphic designer. You can literally purchase commercial rights to things on these resources like Creative Market. But let's just take a look real quick at some of the things that come up under the term printable. As you can see, there's 43,000, almost 44,000 results. It means that there is a lot of people selling printable templates on Creative Market. Now, hint, if you create your own stuff, you can also sell your stuff on Creative Market. You can sell it on Etsy. You can sell it on Amazon. You can sell it on eBay. Tons of marketplaces out there. So if you don't already have a website, you could literally drop your creations, your digital products onto some of these places, and you have a ready-made traffic source for your products. So some of these examples, like here's a looks like some sort of a watercolor bundle planner. You love what you're passionate on sewing. Here's some fabrics, textures, labels, planners, label sets, gift boxes, all kinds of ideas, guys, of ideas that you could potentially grab. Or you could say, hey, I want to create a daily planner for my a business coach, and you want your students that are needing a business coach to figure out what they do on a daily basis. Maybe a daily planner makes sense to you. So I'm going to open this up and let's take a look at it real quick. Okay, go. I was like, man, this is going slow. All right, so fine, found. All right, all right, what? Let's just go to this one. Why is the page not found? Why am I having problems? All right, hang on. I want to show you something. This is important. Come on, I need you to open, you little stinker. All right. I don't know why these are not opening. All right, so I'm just going to have to tell you for they're not opening. Basically, if I didn't want to create my own thing, if I was like, I want that planner, I want to create a planner for my person, and I want to be able to sell that as a printable, but I don't want to design it. So I want my person, and I can take that and I can sell it myself. So as you see, there's prices listed here. These are personal, meaning if I wanted to use this design, I could purchase it for $45 and I could use it in my business only. But if this would open up, unfortunately, it's not opening up for me. But if it did, it would also give you a commercial price. And the commercial price means that you can resell that bundle or that planner or that whatever. So you could literally decide you want to do this. You want to add a printable revenue stream to your business. You could go purchase pay for a commercial license for something on Canva. I'm sorry, on Creative Market or any like site. There's a lot of these sites. And you could be in business. You'd have your very own printable in, 5 to 10 minutes. I mean, it probably wouldn't take you longer than that because you're going to need to do some research. You're going to have to find one that's that you're going to like, that meets your needs and that kind of thing. But it could be that easy is my point. Let me share another. I'm going to go over to Etsy real quick because we talked about you being able to sell your, once you get your product or service, you want to be able to sell it, right? So if you go to I think Etsy is a really great place. I did some research on printables, and I found, in my estimation, these are the top places. I think Etsy's probably, I would list #1 for digital products. Amazon is also a hotspot for digital products. eBay is a hotspot for digital products. So I think those are probably my top resources. And then I found this Gum that I showed you, Gumroad earlier. That is another great, it looks like a great resource for selling your products or services. Now, obviously, you can sell them on your own website, and I encourage you to do that. But I also encourage you to put them on these other sites so that you can create additional revenue. You could potentially attract people on Etsy that would never, ever find you anywhere else, right? They would never, potentially never find you. Maybe they were just an Etsy person, and when they're looking for something, they go there. And they wouldn't do a Google search or, anything else. So the ready-made traffic source is super value-based, and you definitely should potentially sell on all of these places. I just did, again, the word printable as a search term, and I found all of these different types of things that people are selling, to include wall art. We talked about that earlier. Monthly budget templates, to-do list, habit trackers. A lot of the things that I shared with you as ideas, guess what, are right here on Etsy. And if you're doing research to figure out if your idea has legs, this is a great place to look as well. I always go and I take a peek at, how many times is this sold? Like this habit tracker has sold over 4,000 times. And that tells me that that's something that's popular. You could also obviously search by, highest price, lowest price, top customer reviews. So I would usually, that's the way I normally would search for things and making sure that my idea has legs. I usually go to the top customer reviews because that tells me how many times at least it gives me a measuring stick for how many times potentially this product is sold. It's, obviously not 100% fail proof, because if somebody has left 4,000 reviews, almost 4,100 reviews here, that's just people who've purchased it and bothered to leave a review. How many people have purchased it and never left a review? I would say it's probably twice that number. But this, again, it gives us it gives us a starting point for doing some serious research on and seeing where, if our idea has legs. So giving yourself a raise, essentially, or creating a revenue stream that you didn't already have, like I said before, is much bigger than just one sale. And that's really what I want you to think through when it comes to this. And like I said, I've been doing a whole series of trainings on this. The reason that I've been doing the training is to bring awareness to it. And then tomorrow we're opening the doors to the first class for the PDF to Profit course. So if you would like a little bit more detail, you'd like to learn more, you'd like to more specifically create your first mini digital product in 7 days or less, we would love, love, love to have you join us in the PDF to Profit class. Like I say, it starts tomorrow. First class is at 11 a.m. And if you're undecided, I'm going to give you a little bit of a sneak peek. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to go live here on my Facebook page, over on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and I'm going to give away the first day of class. So the way this class works is we do the class. It's like literally come to class kind of thing over the course of the 7-day window. And we do the training live in person. And then you always have access to the recordings. Obviously, if you can't make the time, you'll have access to the recordings. But you also have access to the recordings for life. We do a login for you after each class is after the entire course is done, so that you have access to the content forever. So hopefully I've intrigued you enough to where you're like, I need to create either a printable or a digital product of some sort. Basically, when you go through the PDF to Profit, the PDF to Profit is about making your digital product so yummy that people are going to just snap it up. They're going to be like, here, take my credit card. Take my credit card. I want that. I want that. I want that. So it's a little bigger than just, saying, I'm going to add a checklist as a digital product to my business. We really flesh it out and, have some sides. That's what I liken it to, an entree with some sides and some bonuses, so that people are like, oh, look at all these goodies that I get for $27, $37, $47, something that's low cost. So if this sounds like something you want to do, and you need some additional revenue in your business, and you'd like to have some hooks that would attract your buyer, your ideal buyer, and ultimately so that they would purchase higher ticket items, then this could be for you. And I hope it is, because I'd love to have you in the class. So is there any questions? Let's see. Just making sure I see if there's any questions. I don't see any in the comments really that haven't been answered. So here's one. Is it just the training to create products, or does it also include ways to set up starter systems to accept payments and follow-up? Well, basically the follow-up, the payments and the follow-up, we try to make that super simple. It's like Stripe or PayPal, and whatever that looks like. So, but the short answer is it's just for the digital product. We don't, we'll be happy to answer questions on, what that looks like, but that's technically the next step. So for the most part, we're just dealing with the digital product. Now, that said, if you don't have all the other things, like I say, you could still set up your digital product and sell on these other places as well. The Etsy's, but you're still going to need a payment processor. But like I say, we recommend the free stuff that doesn't cost a lot of money. It's universally recognized. PayPal's super easy. Stripe is super easy. So, all right. Well, like I say, I'm hoping you guys decide to join us. We're going to have a blast. Class, like I said, starts tomorrow. If you're still undecided, show up for class tomorrow because, like I say, I'm going to do the first class for everybody. Let everybody join in and see if this is something that makes sense for them. Because, even though I've talked about it now for a week and a half, doing the lives and sharing all the possibilities, painting the possibilities. Sometimes it's still like, okay, is this for me? I don't know. I've purchased so many classes. I've purchased so many courses. Like I say, this course is a little bit different because we do it live. And it's not, it's not something you just get a login for and you have to figure it out on your own. There will be support. There'll be other students doing the exact same thing. So there's a lot of feedback. A lot of amazing relationships are formed in the group. Just the connection. I am always so amazed at that. It's a beautiful thing to see people really connecting and doing incredible things in their business. And the biggest part that for me that is so sweet is that I actually see people get to the finish line. I actually see that they've done the work and got a digital product out the door, which is amazing. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to bump out of here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Take care. God bless. And I'll see you, if I see you, at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the morning.